Yeah, I'ma kill you in a second if I have to. Use my mind as a weapon when I blast through. Put the basics in the base.
All right, guys, welcome to episode 21 of the PT Performance Podcast. Nate, what's happening, mate?
What's going on?
Glad you could make it. Hey, so tonight, man, we've got another guest on the show, Travis. He's going to have a chat, give a quick introduction and give a bit of background as to why these people need to listen to you in the first place. And then we'll go about how to, what it will take to take yourself from a struggling or new PT that really wants to grow their business into something pretty fucking special and give you an idea of what is possible, what's out there. Travis, welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, man, it's great to be here, guys. Thank you for the invite, and I'm blessed to have a conversation with you guys.
Likewise, bro. Thanks for your time.
All right, so TJ, so I will give the rough little intro for you, and then you're going to have to fill in the gaps because your life moves at 1,000,000 miles an hour, so there's going to be a few gaps. We're going to have to bring this podcast back a little bit because most people are going to look at the position you're in and kind of maybe go, I want to get there. But we're going to have to start with the whole, what we just said with get through the first 12 months, make money and not die kind of stuff. So we're going to start there first. And you come with a lot of simple but not easy ideas in terms of execution for people. So TJ owns result-based training, which I think is close to 20 gyms now.
22 now, yeah.
22. See, it's already filling gaps. 22, that's nationally. Basically 7% group training base. You've got PTs that work out of them as well. TJ won't go into it tonight, but he is very, very solid when it comes to digital social media marketing. Very good. He's got everything down to a system, to a number, to a T. It scares the shit out of me, but it also doesn't surprise you as to why it's so successful. Mooney, do you want to kick off with the first question?
No, I want Travis to talk and let him talk for a little bit there.
Okay, all right. You got to spit, man.
That was a good intro. Let's hear from you, mate.
Yeah, man. So I guess today, 2000, whatever we are in right now, 2018, I've been in RBT gyms for about 8 years now. We're 22 gyms. We do about $12 million a year. And we do a bunch of other shit as well. But obviously it wasn't like this. I believe in whole Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000 hour rule. I think that's one of the biggest things I like to ingrain into personal trainers, coaches, and everyone else in the world. If you want to be good at something, put the fucking 10,000 hours in. I'm going to swear on this. So if you lose like 100 listeners or viewers, I'm sorry.
We say all the time. Shit, fuck me. There you go.
So with this, guys, like, for me, like back in the day, before this, I was a PT and just a coach, and my passion is in coaching. Like I'll still do courses. I saw Nate at a Muscle Nerds Foundation course like a couple of months ago. Like I'm going to do their program design. I'll fly and do courses all the time because I think that the health and fitness industry, we get to impact people's lives for the better. We get to increase confidence. We get to do everything that's so amazing. And for me, I wanted to, grow this business to impact the 10 to 20,000 lives. If I rewind back when I used to be a big box gym PT, that's where I was in Fitness First for about 8 years. In Australia, I went from PT to, club manager-ish and back into PT. And I was like, just trying to get back and forth in between this. But I would have been doing, and it's hard because back then I couldn't say no to sessions. I was doing like 60 to 80 sessions a week. And I probably was a bit inferior service because I couldn't say no. And I was one of those people that just kept taking on clients. But that was towards the end of my PT business. I was doing a good 100, 150K, 200K probably in the Fitness First. But when I first started out, Ryan, even 8 years before that, I remember I started in Fitness First in Florida in Perth. And I was like 18 years old as a personal trainer. And I thought I was going to play rugby league for a profession. That did not work. But that did not work. But I was there and I was like, shit, I was unconfident. I had a fear of rejection. I wanted to be pleased and liked by everyone. So I feared sales. And I hardly knew anything about personal training. When I first did it, I did my course, Cert 3 and Cert 4 at TAFE for like fucking 2 years. It wasn't like overnight. And my lecturers told me that I was going to be a failure because I couldn't concentrate. That was thanks Ian Williams. But then I started fitness first. Yeah, fuck him. I started fitness first, and like Tony Merrick was my mentor back then. He has a gym in Perth, and when I stopped football, I unfortunately had been in Chicago. I flatlined like 3-4 times, kidney failure, and like he was like, your life's not over. It's just going in a different direction, and that's what pushed me into the fitness industry. And I was there. I remember seeing in Florida Fitness First, and I would literally, this is how I used to grow my business, and I was probably charging like anywhere between $25 to $35 to $40 a session back then, because I was like, just pay me whatever you want to pay me. Like I do like a couple of trial sessions, and then like they had these triple packs back then where you do these 3 sessions, you try and upsell them afterwards. At the end of the 3rd session, I'd be like, I wouldn't even sell them. I'd just like finish the session. I'm like, hope you enjoyed that. And I'd like walk away, like, hope they call me. But I just had the hustle and the grit just to keep going. Yeah, man, like that, but that's how it is, right? I didn't get helped with sales. I didn't understand how to do it. I just like, if I see enough people, then I'll get me to where I need to be. And like, that's working hard, not smart. And I think if we can take anything in the fitness industry when you're starting out, you have to have the mind of an athlete. You have to understand that everything in life is skill acquisition, okay? And that's the biggest thing you have to understand. If you're shit at sales right now, amazing. You get to acquire some skills on sales. If you're shit at getting results right now, amazing. You get to acquire some skills on nutrition and training. Like the amazing thing is you get to acquire the skills. That is the best thing about being a human being, right? We actually get to become better. And I think that was the biggest thing from, day one in the fitness industry. After, the first year of Florida, I had a business. I was doing my 100K. I finally got a bit more confident after churning. I was doing way too many sessions back then to make my 100K. And then like it started to get smarter. It's like, okay, how can I make a bit more money and work a little bit less so I can give better results and give more time and a better service? And then how can I use this money I'm making and buy courses? How can I, the 10,000 hour rule, going back into it, I've done more than 10,000 one-on-one sessions, but I feel like you can create that 10,000 hour rule and you can sort of cut it in half if you start acquiring knowledge of the smartest people you can find. I always say, be the dumbest person in the room. Like find, talking Luke Lemon, find the muscle nerds, find the people doing the courses, find someone and buy their brain, because their brain is, I'll pay you $2,000 to buy your 10,000 hours. And I'll pay enough people $2,000 to buy their 10,000 hours so I can acquire my knowledge as fast as I can, so I can cut my 10,000 hours down. And that's the beauty of finding modeling mentors. Because if you're in the fitness industry and someone's doing what you want to do, just model their success. Don't rip their shit off. Pay them some money and learn from them and model their success. And I think, that is the biggest thing, is like, it's a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset, and modeling success and doing the courses and putting the 10,000 hour rules in. I think like that's the biggest opening I can say for this today.
Good opening.
100%. So we're going to wrap the show up now.
Yeah. just real quick for people who watch this on YouTube, Mooney's taking notes. Mooney, awkward question. Why don't you ever take notes when I say shit?
Well, I do, but now I've got my cool setup. You can actually see
notes. You're a fucking liar. So, we had an episode, at least 5 episodes back, where we were talking about everything to do with commercial gyms in terms of actually, hey, you can make some money out of this, purely giving it a financial side of stuff. We actually used your YouTube video you did a couple of years back, or I used it, which was, I think, the 300 or 400K blueprint, as just a rough estimate of what can kind of be done to get people starting to think out of it. A lot of people struggle with what we deal with, or who we hear from, with 2 things. Number one, surviving 12 months. That tends to be the biggest thing. We're talking a little bit about it now, and I'm sure hearing that you'll get people excited about it, and then they'll turn the thing off and they'll go back to being what they deem as shit and not good and worthless enough at it, right? So we can kind of draw some more experience there. The second thing is the money aspect. That 100K seems to be a very big stepping stone for a lot of people. They hear 50 and they're cool with it. You add a 0 and they freak the fuck out. So we have got a lot of people who maybe want to be where you are, but they don't even know how to get a full book of clients yet.
Yeah, man. And I think you got to look at it like this, right? Like, yeah, do you want to do what I did? Do you want to make 100K and work 80 hours a week? Fuck no. Probably not. And like, everyone's like, yeah, I want to make 100K. I was told this in my course. It's like, okay, everything is a decision. And when you make a decision, you need to sacrifice something else. Okay, so if I want to get better as a PT, I sacrifice money and I pay a mentor. If I want to make more money, I can sacrifice time and keep my prices low and I can make more money. But you're sacrificing something. I sacrifice friendships, I sacrifice relationships so I can make a bit of bank, so I can do more courses, so I can get smarter at what I did, so then I can have a better life. So the problem is right now, and this is not the fucking millennials or nothing like that, it's just society. Everyone wants instant gratification. Oh, like, you know, you've got like a fucking, you know, million notifications coming up on your phone. It's like, oh, I got likes. Likes don't pay the fucking bills, right? We always want instant gratification these days. And it's like, I put a post up and I'm getting a like and that gives my significance. That's not how the fucking world works when you're getting your bills paid. You don't put a post up and someone starts paying you all the time as when you're starting out as a PT. You've got to do the grind. You've got to put in the work. It's like, oh, but I want everyone to pay me $100 an hour right now. Well, dickhead, it's not going to work like that. Like, I'm not saying like you're all dickheads. I'm just saying, dickhead, don't think like a dickhead. Think it's like, okay, I am literally an amateur. I am not an athlete yet. I should not get the athlete paycheck. I get the amateur paycheck. And if I'm putting in the work over time, delayed gratification, like fine tuning my skills, honing like my skills so I can become an athlete, then in a year, then in 2 years, I'll make the 100K, I'll make the 200K, or I can make the 100K right now and I can just work 80 to 100 hours a week. Literally just give $20, $30 a session. You'll make it. That sucks. Okay, I did that. And then over time, I get it down to making the 100, 200K in like 10 hours. I'm happy to go through that transition if you want.
I mean, well, my question was going to be succeeding that, and you kind of already led into it, was going to be for people who are looking at this of going, I get what you're saying with, I want to get better. And that's fine. They understand they have to get better and time is the sacrifice and they've got to put the effort in. But I need to be able to make some money to pay my bills.
Yeah.
How on earth do I start being able to either get more clients? We just kind of covered the charge more, so maybe we'd have to cover that. Or what do you believe in 2018 is potentially the most efficient system to not only get good cash, but more importantly, that get people good results? Because I think that comes first, and then you get good, then people refer you and you get good, and then the money starts to come a bit better.
Like, I think the biggest thing is this, right? Like, it depends on where you work. If you're working in fitness first, they got to join the gym. There's a barrier to entry, right? So, like, back in the day, man, like, people were so scared, okay, to walk up to people and talk to them, okay? Yeah, no, like, so when I was a PT manager, I used to get my PTs their first weekend. I was like, I remember Melbourne Central Fitness First. I was like, hey, welcome. Go downstairs to the shopping center and don't come back until you get 50 people walking the fucking shops who want to do a complimentary session with you. Because if you can do it to random people walking the streets, now it's really easy when you do it in the gym. Like, so many people are inside their comfort zone and they don't want to, like, they fear rejection. Like, I don't know if it's because you've got a fear of rejection because your mom or your fucking dad, because you've got kids growing up. Like, this is what we all have. We have these issues. But, like, you don't want to go up to someone and say, hey, do you want a free session? Because you're afraid for them to say no. Like, that is something you have to overcome. That is the biggest thing you have to overcome. And then the other thing is, like, I don't want to give free sessions. I'm better than that. It's like, dickhead, are you making 100K yet? No? Well, no, you're not better than that. Okay, so go give a free session. Yeah. Like, I think that's the biggest thing you have to understand. It's like, if you aren't making the money, do the shit for free. And no, it doesn't devalue yourself. It gives you one of those hours of the 10,000 hours you need. Like, that's the best thing. If you don't, if you
13 years deep and I still do freebies. I still do super fat.
So do I, mate. Like, you know, like there is no problem, but people think they're better than that. It's like, you're not better than that, mate. You know, you have to show that you are good at what you do. It's called getting trust. It's showing people that you're not like everyone else. So for yourself, if you want 40 hours of sessions, Go do 43 hours of sessions a week. And I'll tell you right now, if you can just go out there right now, this is the biggest thing you can do. Say I'm in a commercial gym. This is exactly how I build a business in like 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks to making money. I'll walk up to them and I'll book out this week. Next week, I'll get 40 hours worth of one-on-ones. And I'll just do them, complimentary sessions. Walk up, 40 hours. And next week, I do my 40. I might convert 5 because I'm just starting out. And I do my 40 hours of sessions. And guess what? The gym's open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. So most of them are 24 hours now. So once you've done your 40 hours of sessions, next week and the next 20 hours on top of that, go get another 40 hours of sessions for the following week. But you only need 35 now. And then on top of that, next week, do it again. Do it again until those 40 free hours turn into 40 paid hours. You didn't spend a cent on marketing. They're in your gym already if you're in a commercial gym. You're just too lazy to walk up to people, or you're too afraid, or you make excuses because, oh, that's actually, that I'm going to annoy that person by walking up to them. You're only going to annoy someone if you're not trying to fucking help them. Okay? Like, go up to them and actually solve a problem. Help them out. Give them something for free. Like, actually go with, don't go up to someone and go, hey, mate, I'm going to sell you a package. No, walk up to them and give them some value, some actual value. And I think that's the best way to start as a PT when you're first starting out. Fill your 40 hours with 40 free sessions every week until those free sessions turn into paid sessions.
I mean, we had a chat about this a couple of weeks ago. Going, do that. I dare you to fail. That you won't fucking fail. You just won't. You know, and it's interesting you said about the shopping center there, Travis, because we do similar stuff both with our membership consultants and our PTs. Is like, okay, you don't want to get rejected, then go and collect 20 no's. Go and get 20 people to say no thanks. So you go down to the shopping center. Don't go out looking for yeses. Go get 20 people to say no. Say, hey man, do you want to pass? No. Sick. There's one. The more you get, the more you're getting closer to the one saying yes as well, you know? So whatever it helps them to get overcome their fear of rejection.
Yeah, man. Like, I think the biggest thing, that's all it is. It's just time. And people, and the same as why people can't make phone sales. Oh, I called the lead once and they didn't pick up, so I'm never calling them back. It's like,
and
no.
Like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah. It's like, no, the average lead needs to be contacted 11 times before they answer. Okay. Did you try 11 times? No. Okay. Then try 11 times. Like when I was living in Canada for a year in between that whole fitness first thing. And, you know, I was working in a company called Good Life over there, and had an outdoor boot camp, and I got fired because I was competing with Good Life, which had like 190 gyms. I was like, cheers guys. So then I was like, shit, I need to make money, and I need to make this 100K because I was paying like bills and all the rest of it. So I was like, where do I find leads? And back then I knew nothing about marketing that I do now. And I was like, females are in the mall. Right, I was like, stereotypical, but that's marketing. So I was like, okay, where are females? They're in the mall, and that's all I did. I walked the streets, okay, and this is what I tell people. This is how I opened RBT. I walked the streets with literally a flyer, at like a clipboard, and this clipboard had 3 questions on it. It was like, and I walk up and I ask people, I was like, hey, this is what I did. I was like, hey, would you like to win 2 weeks of personal training? I literally walked up to girls, hey, would you like to win 2 weeks of personal training? I just need you to answer these 3 questions to win it. And I would say yes, because people love winning shit. And I was like, okay, you're a current member of the gym. Yes? Okay, cool. What was your goals when you first set out? 3, have you achieved those goals? No? Awesome. You just won 2 weeks free. And I literally booked him into my sessions right there and then. I walked up to, over 7 days, after day 4, I got kicked out of the first mall because it's illegal. And then I went to the next mall, and then I kept hitting it until I got 400 females. 300 females told me to fuck off. Right? I'll tell you right now, my fear of rejection after 300 females telling me to go away, I have no fear anymore, because all I knew is like, it's a numbers game. If I hit 400, I'm going to get 100 to say yes. And if I get 100 to say yes, I look into their classes, I had 80 turn up. And the 80 that turn up, after the 2-week trial, I kept 40. And 40 of them paid me $200 a week, and I had a 100K business, right? There's so many ways to do it. Every single way you have to do it equals do the work. So many of us are afraid of doing the work, and that's the biggest thing.
Basically. I think also because they don't know, they don't really get a clear picture of what the work looks like.
Yes.
So they don't know what it takes to achieve it, right? So they think the work is 3 posts a week on Instagram, 2 posts on their Facebook, and maybe a couple of phone calls where they try once each, like you just said before. That's what people think work is. It's not that.
Oh, 100%, man. I only just got back on Instagram a couple of months ago after having a year and something off. I went on there last year for like a month, and then I had another year off, and I was like, okay, I'll finally do this social media thing again. And I've been on Instagram, I've been 5 months straight now, I think, or 4 months straight. And my followers like, 10,000 up. Yeah, happy days. But like, I'm putting in the content, okay? But I don't need the leads from the Instagram now because I have everything else going. And if I was a PT, like, you don't need Instagram. Like, you don't need Instagram. You don't need Facebook. You just need to use your mouth and you need to go help people. Like, that's all you need to do and give out some free sessions, right? Like, because you are the billboard, okay? And guys, like, I'm not saying that you have to like take your shirt off and people start drooling and go, oh my God, you're like a Greek god like Nate is. But like, when you're looking at this, like, you have to look somewhat decent if that's what you're selling. If you're selling like powerlifting, that's cool. You can look like a powerlifter. If you're selling transformation, look like you're fucking transformed. Like, because you are your billboard when you're doing that as well. So like, I know it's not like hating on you or whatever it is. Like, yeah, I'm that guy. It's like, yeah, get in shape if you're the PT. Like, if you're selling that result, okay?
I think it's a very important point that you make there, that if you're in a commercial gym, the social media aspect, whilst important very much, I suppose, for your business, because you have your own company and everything else to go off.
Yeah.
For us, sole traders and stuff like that, your access is either new members coming in or current members already there or non-members. So 66% of what you could potentially make is already available to you. But so many of us who do it, me not included, I fucking hate it. Just had to say that. So you're proud of me. They use the platform and they put out all this free content, which there's no problem with, but then they get incredibly upset when they don't get the gratification back, as in like, how many likes did that post get? And they will physically ask that question.
Because, man, like, people's self-worth these days is built on likes. That's unfortunately where we are as a society. Like, your service is linked to the amount of likes or follows you get. It's like, no, that's not it. That's not it. And if you're in your first year of being a PT, like, you don't need Instagram. Like, you don't need it. Like, you can be in a big box gym and just talk to the 1,000 people who are standing straight in front of you. And who cares if they got a fucking Instagram account? They're standing in front of you. That is your 1,000 followers. Fucking physically, in your face. Like, go talk to them.
Right there.
Yep. Amen. And they get twisted, man, because obviously a lot of messages now. Travis and I, we had this chat while we're waiting to start the show off, and that it's what they're told. They need this stuff, and everyone sort of gets bought in on it, and they think that, I need this to be able to project or to build my brand because the people they're following have used that same social media to get them on, right? So they've done their marketing. They say, this guy's killing it. And we talked about this earlier, saying that what we're starting to see a shift in, and we've covered this in the show before with Nate and Richo, is that it's great to see the people that rose to the top quickly of social media fame that really don't have much quality content behind them, except for a look or a particular message. They've had the win so far, but it's kind of limited now because now you've got other people that have been putting in the time on the tools for the last 10 years that have actually built a legitimate business or a legitimate brand. Now they've gone, fuck, righto, now I'll pull it out. Now I'll get onto this social media thing. And it's good. It's taken a while to happen, but it is good that it's happening now, because anyone that's paying attention will see, hang on a minute, like you've heard of Joe DeFranco? We always reference Joe. Joe's the man. He does quite well on social, but it's only been the last 2 years. You know what I mean? Prior to that, the dude was just a meathead in a shed that was making massive gains for all his athletes. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's so true.
So it's all about that. So build your business, develop the content in the real world, get the results in the real world, and eventually the social media shit will kick in for you, but it's not going to be to this audience right now.
Trav, if you had to start again now, not like knowing what you know, just despite all the lead generation stuff, if you had to pick a model that you would work off continuously, one-on-one or group, which would you pick, and why would you pick it?
For me, I used to be a one-on-one PT. The reason I even when I was in Fitness First, I moved into semi-private PT. It was like 4-on-1s or 5-on-1s inside Fitness First because I wanted to change more lives, right? Like and that's why I opened RBT, because I wanted to change even more lives again. So I used to do like 4 or 5-on-1s inside Fitness First. 2 days a week they used to train me. They get a program where they didn't train with me. I used to like back to back and like all morning. I used to do like 20 clients on a Monday morning, 20 clients on a Monday night. I used to see like, 40 clients Monday, Wednesday, 40 clients Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. I was like, okay, I'm capped right now because this is all I can do. I have more to give to the world than 80 clients. So I was like, I want to open RBT, and that was my 216. And it's like, I want to do 10,000 members. And that's how I went. And that's why I like the group training model. I like training one-on-one still, right? Like I love it. I do, but I feel like I can't give enough to the world doing just one-on-one. And that's a personal preference. And that's why I went that model. Now, but if I was starting again, so it depends. Are you looking to make cash, or are you looking to essentially just like follow your passion and do all that sort of stuff? If I was like starting out, I would do what I said first. Free sessions for 40 hours until those free sessions are paid sessions, and I'm charging, say, $50 a session, right? That's me for my first 6 months inside Fitness First, or in a big box gym, wherever you are. It's like, cool, I'm making 100K because I grinded out for 6 months. And then I did that. It's like, great, making money, paying money on courses, understanding program design, understanding nutrition, understanding how to get better results. Now I'm getting better results. I can probably go from 50 to $60. And it's like, oh, I feel like I want to cut my time down with my session, like the amount of hours I'm doing. I'm going to start doing it more of a hybrid model, okay? And I like a hybrid model, especially with your current clients you're doing. You personally can have a membership. Okay, so the membership to TJ's PT is $250 a month. What do you get for this membership? You get 1 session a month. You get nutrition, consulting weekly, and body fat done maybe like once a month or once weekly. It's up to you. And essentially you get program design, and it's $250 a month. And that's what I'd go to after that. And I'd cut my 40 hours down to like 10 hours. And now I need 40 clients in total. Okay, 10 a week over those 4 weeks. I'm making $2,500 a week. So now I'm making like $125,000 a year, but I'm only working 10 hours of physical contact every single week. And instead of doing 40 hours of like technician work, I'm doing 10 hours plus 5 hours of program design and nutrition consulting. And I've got 15 hours to now spend again honing my craft even further. And I'm like, okay, study more, study more, study more. I'm making my 125. I'm in year 2. I'm making some good results. Then I would go from $250 a session a month up to probably like 300, 350. So it's raising my money. And then I go, okay, cool. I'm making a bit more money. Now I'm like, okay, now I've got a model. I've got a system. I'm making 150K. I'm in my 2nd year. I'm doing this hybrid PT. I'm getting results. I can start posting these results on social media. I can, have 1,000 true fans. Like Kevin Kelly did this thing. Like, you don't need fucking 100,000 followers. You can get them. Like, please, like if you want them, get them. But like, you don't need that. You need 1,000 true fans. And he wrote this article, Kevin Kelly, to musicians. And you just need 1,000 true fans. They get them, pay you $100 a year, right? You're making 100K. But like for you, if you have 1,000 true fans because they love what you do, then it's like you can go, okay, now I'm going to open up a gym. And I'm going to have 2 PTs work for me in the same fucking model that I'm doing right now. And I can go to 400K or 500K if you want to do that because you have your following, because you're actually honed your craft and you're actually good at what you do. But it's like, okay, do my one-on-one 40 hours, slowly raise my prices and then move it to a hybrid model if you wanted to do it. And like that way, because you can start to spend more time on education then and then go that direction. Me personally, I still would go into a semi-private model, okay? Only because I'm more passionate about, changing more lives. So I would do RBT, like we have, one coach and like 10 people in a strength environment because so there's always like 40 people in the fucking gym with 4 coaches on the floor. And that's what I love. It's an atmosphere because I come from a sporting background. I like people lifting fucking weights. I like chicks like deadlifting 100+ kilos and there's 20 of them doing it at the same time. Like I like that shit. But that's what I like, right? And I don't want to push my stuff on other people, but there's so many ways to skin a cat, guys. Like that's the one-on-one model I would do. And, the semi-private model is exactly the same way. It's like when I started RBT, I walked the streets, right? I walked the streets going, let me train you for free for the next 28 days. okay, in a semi-private environment. If you like what I do, stay and fucking bring someone. And I used to walk down to the park at lunchtime because I knew that's where people ate their lunch. And I used to just hit everyone up. Hey, come free 28 days, free 28 days. Let me fucking change your life, right? I wasn't afraid to do it. I lived in the fucking gym. Like I had nowhere else to go, okay? There was no more backwards. I didn't own a car. I sold that to get the gym, right? Like, so like it was sink or swim. And I just wanted to change lives. I knew if I changed enough lives for free, that eventually they would start paying. And that's the whole model.
The only reason why I asked the question, and I appreciate the answer because I kind of already knew it was going to be a little bit, is there's one thing that you seem to do better than most other people is when you talk at scale. Talking at scale essentially isn't that hard to do in terms of like plotting out numbers and everything, but how you let it take you and how you let it open it up is, I think, a really good skill to hear. Or I think it's a really good thing that you can do, and it's beneficial for other people to hear it because it now allows them to have some freedom in their brain that I don't have to do it just this way that maybe my fitness director told me, and he's doing it that way, but I'm really passionate about this, but he said it's okay to do this. I have permission now, so now I can start to think about it, because people often, we tell them to be free, we tell them to think about their own stuff, but they can't until someone of authority goes, you can do that, it's okay. And they go, it's okay. And then they feel fine already.
Yeah, man, like the hybrid PT model I just talked about then, I really love that. But then people are like, oh, but people need you more than that. It's like, okay, that's fine. You don't have to get defensive because I'm actually challenging your limitations right now. If they want more than that, then just like CrossFit does, right? Do an intro pack. Teach them how to fucking squat, deadlift, and bench press for like 3 to 5 sessions, and then move them into this other method, right? So you can give them the basics. Or like I said before, the membership with you, you can't train with me unless you have a membership. A membership starts at $250 a month. The membership includes 1 PT session, nutrition consulting, and programming. But I don't want nutrition. You can't take my fucking membership then, okay? It's $250 a month. Like, stay with it, right? And then, they're like, oh, but now I want 1 session a week. That's cool. It's $250 for the membership. And then on top of that, it's $100 a session. So each month, you can pay an extra $300 for the extra 3 sessions. You're getting a session a week, and it's going to cost you $550, right? That's what I would move into. Like, what I say is like a framework. Guys, open your minds. You can do anything you want. Like, it is limitless what you want to do in this world. Don't let anyone say, I got to do it that way, right? Do whichever way you want. I like a hybrid PT because then you can still, if you want to do 20 hours a week, and this is how you can make more money in these big box gyms, I'm going to do 20 hours a week. I'm going to charge $250 per session. It includes the nutrition and the programming for the month. And on that hour, I'm going to train them. I'm going to do their body fat, make sure they're on track. I'm getting paid $250 an hour. So if I'm doing that and I'm doing 20 hours a week, for that, guys, like I'm making $5,000 a week. I'm only doing 20 contact hours with one-on-ones. I'm making $250K in a big box gym, and I only need 80 clients. Like when I worked in Fitness First in Bondi, there's 10,000 fucking members there. Like find your 80, be the dog who actually trains them, the big dog in that gym, and all of a sudden, cool, you did it. You're making your 250K, you're working 20 hours a week, and like move in that direction. That's another way. But again, that's not the only way. That's just a way.
And I think, what are your thoughts on this, Trav, in terms of the fitness industry right now? Do you feel that the consumers more open to or seeking out this small team or this private PT more so than they were the one-on-one?
Yeah, man, it definitely is, right? Like people essentially, it's just more prevalent, right? Like when I opened RBT, like they weren't everywhere, right? But like for people who say, oh, like that's, F45 or that's CrossFit or that's whatever it is, right? Like because they understand it more and more and more, like they seek it out further. But there's still the same amount of people joining like Good Life and Anytime Fitness and Jets and, whatever the other clubs, they're still joining that. So they're still happy for PT, only if you're there to help them out with your free session. Like people will gravitate towards whoever wants to help them. If they're joining the F45, they're probably not in your Good Life. So who cares if they join the F45? Just focus on the people in your good life, or focus on the people who want the one-on-one. And like, you can show people the difference that you're serving or creating, like, because like I 100%, like RBT, like for me, like the group training model, we can be specific with nutrition because we are, but we can't be specific with program design, right? It is generalized program design for strength and body transformation. But I can't go, okay, guys, it's not, when I say semi-private, it's not like, okay, I've got 20 different people training at the same time with 20 different programs. It'd be way too hectic for my coaches and I wouldn't be giving a good level of service. But so we use a generalized program for strength and conditioning. But if you're doing one-on-one, it's like, okay, cool. You want to increase your booty? Okay, we're going to make a program just for that. You can't do that in a semi-private environment because everything is going to be different. Everyone wants different results. So focus on the problem-aware people, and that's great for one-on-one. Like, own a niche market. Like, everyone's so afraid, like, not so afraid, I apologize, not afraid. Everyone wants to help everyone. Don't worry about helping everyone. Help someone, like help the females who are in their 20s, or help the mums who are, you know, in their 30s. Help the people with menopause in their 40s and 40s to 55, 60s. You know, help the dudes, you know, who are just about to turn 40 and they want to, you know, feel good again and get back to how they felt in their 20s. If you start helping everyone, like this one person, and they're like, oh, but then I'll lose money because I'll lose clients. It's like, no, you'll make more money because you'll get referrals. People will gravitate to you because every word you say is for that person, for that avatar, for that niche. And it's like all of a sudden you'll grow this following of people who want to pay you money. And if you are this generalist, specialist, authority, right? So yeah, you're starting as a PT. Help everyone until you understand who you like to help. And now when you understand who you like to help, specialize. Because if you're a specialist, people start coming to you. You can start charging more money. A generalist is the general GP, right? The government basically pays for you to see them. You know, a specialist is a knee surgeon, right? Like this is areas like an authority is your breast implants when you're flying to Sydney because they're the best for it, right? Because like you fly for an authority, but like be the specialist in your town for the menopausal females, and people will drive 20 kilometers just to see you for your one-on-one PT because you're good at that. So like start as a generalist until you can understand who you like to help and then specialize in that.
Yeah, and then, you know, that's one of the biggest things I spend on my guys too, man, is who's your target? And they'll go, oh, girls from 19 to 30 or guys from 25 to 35. I'm like going, there's a lot of people in that bracket, man. How can you fix them? Okay, we try to drill it down. And like you said, the word avatar, you know, the way I explain it to mine is, if you're not a good drawer or a good painter, how would you explain your ideal client to someone who could so that they painted the picture exactly how you see it in your head? Now, if you can create that, that's going to be quite powerful. And that's your target. That's who you're going for. And as you mentioned before, what about the others? Well, the 19 to 35-year-olds who kind of have an idea, you're probably going to pick some of them up on the way anyways, because they're going to see you being the specialist in this authority, and they're going to want to be a part of that too. But in the meantime, at least you're focusing on the people that make you happy because they're people you want to work with, and that's going to keep you fired up and moving forward, yeah?
100%, man, because then you're enjoying your sessions. Like if you have, you know, 80, 60, 80% of the people you love to train, like that's what motivates you. That fires you up, gives you energy to wake up in the morning, right? That's the main thing.
Yeah,
Wait,
absolutely.
damn. You got any more questions, Mooney? Because I'm out.
No, dude. I mean, I'm gonna get Travis if he can to summarize for me. I mean, we're gonna go through this, and I've been taking some notes that I can refer back to myself. But in as short and as succinct as you can, what's 3 keys to success? 3 keys to success as a personal trainer that's kicked off their career. They're somewhere in their first 12 months. 3 keys to success.
Delayed gratification. Understand, like when I say delayed gratification is like you got to put in the time, you got to put in the work. Like, you know, what they told you in your course, like yes, you can make 100K in your first year. Okay, a lot of people don't. Like the average personal training lifespan is 9 months, right? So just understand, if you don't make 100K in your first year, it's okay. Like if you're resilient, which is delayed gratification, if you're resilient, okay, that's the key to success. Okay, that is the key, resilience. Grit, okay? Whatever word you want to fucking call it, like that's the key right there, okay? It's okay. Number two is be the eternal optimist, okay? Being the eternal optimist is this, right? Like, you're going to have days where people cancel on you as a client and you're like, fuck, another cancellation. Like, that's okay. Like, you can only control you as a human being, okay? Be the eternal optimist is like, be happy you get to wake up at 5 a.m. So the eternal optimism also is like meshed with perspective, okay? And I think that's the crucial thing. Like, you have to have perspective on your life. Oh my God, I got to wake up at 4:45 a.m. and like, train this person. It's like, no, bitch. Like, you get to wake up at 4:45 a.m. and change someone's fucking life. Like, it's better doing that going living in a country where you have to try and not wake up because you're starving. Like, have some fucking perspective and have some gratitude that you get to wake up at 4:45 a.m. and do what you want to do, which is change someone's fucking life. Like, you have the best job in the world. Don't fucking bitch about it. Like, eternal optimism and perspective is crucial in this game because your optimism gives them optimism. You are a deliverer of hope. A hope that their life is better. If no one wants to hear you fucking complain about your life, how you got to fucking wake up and train people, you're training them, dickhead. Don't complain about how you had to wake up to train them. Like that blows my fucking mind. It's like, so be happy. Have the eternal optimism. Like, if someone cancels, fucking be happy because you get to read the fucking book, right? Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, everything happens for a reason. Don't get down on yourself. Be fucking optimistic. The last one I would say is, like, you have to have, like, it's constant and never-ending learning, right? I think that's the biggest thing. Like, if you can, like, acquire knowledge in that first year, like, you haven't learned enough inside your Cert 3 and Cert 4. I can't stress that enough. Like, you have to hone your craft. And I would search mentors out. And it's not like mentors to grow your fucking business in your first year. Like, please don't. If you hit me up to try and help you grow your business, that's what I do as a living. Like, I will say no because you aren't ready for me. Like, what you're ready for is fucking knowledge to help yourself get better at what you do. When you're great at what you do, come see me and I'll make you a lot of fucking money. But don't even come and see me until you're great at what you do because then you don't have fucking integrity and I'll probably punch you in the face. So, like, with this guy's like, the first year, you have to get great. And it's not going to happen in your first year, but you have to try and get as great as you can. Understand nutrition, understand training, understand motivation, understand a bit of mindset, how to get your clients to do what you said, understand discipline and what it takes to actually, communicate and articulate your message. Understand these things, understand yourself, understand your own characteristics and grow that. What's holding you back is you. Understand why you fear rejection and how you can get better at sales. Understand these things. They're going to make you a bit more money and you're going to change these lives 1% faster every single week. And if you can use that philosophy of Kaizen, where you're getting 1% better as a coach every single week, on that first year, you're 52% better from day 1 to day 365. And if you can use Kaizen, if you're going to sum all that up in one word, it's Kaizen of knowledge, okay? So grit and resilience, eternal optimism, okay, and Kaizen.
Damn.
Amazing, dude. Amazing. Guys, for the people that are listening to this, I guarantee if you don't rewind and watch this back a number of times, you're going to be in that 9-month stat.
Yeah, okay? You fucking drop kicks.
What'd you say?
Yeah, you fucking drop kicks.
But seriously, man, hey, Travis, man, thank you so much for your time, dude. This has probably been the most energetic one we've had. And, we're engaged or we're committed to trying to help people get better and survive that first 12 months. To have someone like yourself on here that's been through that, done it, been able to articulate it in such a way that, seriously, if a meathead like me sitting here going, light bulb, light bulb, light bulb, the new empowered or highly educated youth out there should be crushing it after this episode.
100%. Last thing I would say, and this is, I'm going to tell you one social media hack. Okay, I'll give you one. Okay. And this is giving stuff away for free for everyone out there. And I posted it on my social tonight, my Instagram actually. And you can do this for one-on-one trainers. If you go on your Facebook page and you mark it within 3 kilometers of your gym and you say, I'm going to do a giveaway of a 12-week transformation program. If you can do this, if you can transform someone, okay, show your aftershot. This is someone who's achieved this in 12 weeks. And it's like, comment yes below. Boost that motherfucker for $200. Okay, to the men who want to look like that man. They comment yes. You'll have 200 to 300 comments. Inbox them all. Say, I'm going to choose the winner in 2 weeks. But you won 3 PT sessions for free. If you do that, you had 200 people who live in your area who want a 12-week transformation. You're getting them in to do the 3 sessions free. You only qualify to win if you did the 3 sessions for free. So over the next 2 weeks, you work like a motherfucker. You literally do like 200 sessions, okay? And you upsell 50 of them. And in 2 weeks, you just grew your business by like 40 to 50 clients. And then you pick one of them and you give away the 12 weeks for free. That is the only social media hack, I would say, to get clients now as a one-on-one trainer. It only works if you can transform someone in 12 weeks. Don't do it if you can't. Okay, if you can do it in 6 months, give away 6 months, but you're giving something away, and it is essentially a shortcut right there. But you still have to actually do the work with that. You're still putting in the work. You just don't have to walk the streets. Now, the last thing I would say, guys, if you want to reach out to me, I'm not going to coach you or anything like that. If you ever want a tip, just reach out to me, Travis Jones Entrepreneur on Instagram. That's the only place you'll find me now.
Damn, thanks, TJ. Really appreciate it, man.
Awesome, brother.
Awesome.
Man, that's amazing, dude. That last bit's sensational, and I know a handful of people that I do communicate with quite regularly after these shows go live. Man, I can hear their pens fucking going nuts now when they listen about recording that last couple of minutes and just doing it. So, if we get spammed, in the next few weeks, you know they're fucking paying attention because I'm 39. Nate, what are you? Level what?
I'm 30 now, but I look like I'm 20.
So we should be captured in pretty much both of those main target markets, you would imagine. So keep an eye for it. Let's see if we get smashed in this social media hack that Travis just sort of shared out with us.
I hope it works.
Amazing.
Thanks,
amazing,
guys.
brother. Appreciate your time, dude. That's a wrap on episode 21. And fuckers, you're welcome.
Thanks.
That was amazing.
See you guys.